Plant-based chef Jane Nshuti is a remarkable woman who has overcome great adversity to make a positive impact. She left Rwanda in 1994 and learnt to cook through necessity in a refugee camp.
My love for cooking began when we got to DLC. What happened is, when we arrived in DLC with my siblings, we found ourselves in a position where we didn't have parents, and it was just four of us. The oldest among us was 17 years old, and we needed to eat. We didn't have much. My older siblings would go find whatever they could get. I had to learn how to cook very quickly. Most people actually assume that African cuisine is made out of a lot of meat, fats. That is not true. If you look at it, most people only eat meat on special occasions. I grew up on cassava leaves, pumpkin leaves, even sweet potato leaves. I enjoy plant-based African food, and I believe that we have a lot of variety to choose from as well.
Today, her career as a recipe developer has seen her starting Tamu by Jane, a vegan Sunday lunch delivery service.
So Tamu is a Swahili word for delicious. And when I started the Sunday lunch delivery services, it was to introduce people to different flavors of Africa, to be honest, and in a plant-based format. It was also a way of taking people through my childhood and things that reminds me of all the places that I have been. It's basically giving people a piece of me. Today I've invited my business partner Tandy and my brother Jacques for lunch, and I'm making a plant-based lunch from starter to dessert. We are starting with the desserts because we wanted to chill in the fridge while we are making the rest of the menu. For the base, we are starting with the walnuts and with cashews and with almonds, and then we are going to blend it together before we add other ingredients so that they can have the right consistency. After we have blended the nuts, we are going to add the cacao powder to give it that chocolate feel, and then we are going to also add salt, which will complement the soaked dates. We soak the dates to soften them so that they blend easily, and also it helps bind the crust together when you combine it with peanut butter. Lastly, we are going to add a bit of cinnamon that will actually enhance the cacao powder and make it more chocolatey. For the filling, we are going to use dark chocolate. We are using 75% in coconut cream, and then I'm also using coconut oil, but it needs to be odorless one so that we do not get the coconut flavor dominant in the filling. And then we are going to just melt everything on the stove, add it into the blender, and after that add majou dates to actually make it sweet. And then we will have the chocolate tart.
Throughout her career, Jane has worked as a content creator, recipe developer and food stylist, creating dishes for individuals, restaurants and brands.
We are going to use tofu. It's not only a protein, but it also helps it to have that creaminess that we want in the cream cheese. Then we are going to use odorless coconut oil. We are also going to use a nutritional yeast flakes. This will add the cheesiness to our cream cheese. Then we are going to add garlic powder. This adds flavor, and onion powder, which also adds flavor. And then some salt. Apple cider vinegar will add the punch. And we are also going to add the lemon, which will just cut down everything and just balance all the flavors. Once blended, we are going to put it in the fridge to actually set. For starter, we are making peach bruschetta with basil. I know that sounds very weird, mixing peach and basil, but trust me, the combination is amazing. Most recipes come out of mistakes. One day when you mix peaches and basil, you realize, oh, this works. So try different things. Don't be afraid of going into the kitchen and make the mistakes, because some mistakes turns out to be masterpieces. The main course that we have today is a salad full of protein. I wanted to show that you can actually have a protein-packed, delicious salad. A good fat with avocado, quinoa is full of protein, beans, and then all the greens with so many nutrients. In the salad, we also have black beans, which also has a lot of protein. Use a lot of herbs. Use a lot of spices. Those are not only healthy, but they will help you get the flavors that you are used to.
Learning about new foods and flavor combinations can be an exciting journey. With a delicious meal made to be shared, Jane's guests have arrived hungry.
There seemed to be a very vague understanding of the word plant-based. A lot of people associate it to veganism or vegetarianism. Basically what it means is a diet that mostly consists of plant-based. I flex in between veganism and vegetarianism. What I love about her is the fact that we complement each other. We are like peanut butter and jelly. So what I mean by that is she has a set of skills that I don't have. So an example, she's a good writer, but I'm the person who's always behind the camera. She's an introvert, I'm an extrovert. We gel well together.
Thandi and I have decided to start a movement as part of the business. We're calling it Plant-Based Queens, and we not only want to do Sunday lunches and so on, we actually want to add the education aspect to it. So we want to take it even higher.
Jane's cooking is really different. From the background where we're coming from is basically bringing something totally new. We always grew up meat being the main dish, you know. If you don't have meat, it means you are broke. But Jane has taken plant-based cooking and made it exciting.
My favorite has to be the starters. Oh my word. Listen, the cheese. Oh, and then the peaches and just the mixture of the flavors. It was my #1 favorite. Everything was on point today. I can't even fault it.
My favorite thing about lunch day was the dessert. I really loved the jelly shots. They were really great. And the flower part, you know, it's not something that you consider to do, but what Jane has done is actually showed you that it's affordable, you can do it.
Jane Nshuti's delivery service, Tamu, is her contribution to conscious living. Get more of the Insider SA online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider SA. Watch the show Monday evenings at 5:30. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.